98 shots. That's how many times Jiverly Wong squeezed the triggers of his two semi-automatic handguns, killing 13 people before taking his own life.
Under Governor David Paterson's new proposal, you'll soon be taxed on more things like haircuts, music downloads, bottles of water, and even a night out at your favorite show. Few around here will ever forget the lessons learned in 2006 when those banks flooded, causing millions of dollars in damage. Here's a little secret about me. I am perhaps the worst basketball player ever, so in anticipation of their arrival at the Veterans Memorial Arena next week, I've enlisted the help of my good friend Harlem Globetrotter Buckets Blakes here to show me a thing or two. Reports cross police wires just after 10:30 this morning indicate at least 2 people have been shot, 1 woman in the abdomen. Action News reporter Julianne Sweeney joins us on the phone live from that scene. 13 American flags represent each one of the lives lost inside the American Civic Association. Now, a month after those attacks, organizers here say they'll continue their mission. Firefighters are still on the scene battling a major blaze that engulfed an East Side apartment building. Fire broke out here at 59 Catherine Street just before 9 o'clock this morning.
And by late this afternoon, we will be into the low 70s with a mix of sun and clouds.
Remember a couple weeks back, I asked you if I could put the snow scraper away? Well, you told me not to, and I'm glad I didn't. Some frost on my car this morning.
That's right. Some places that haven't had frost in a couple of weeks are seeing frost today.
All going to melt off pretty quick, though.
Absolutely.
All right, thanks, Justin.
You're welcome.
A Cortland County man convicted. Just after 3:30 this morning, Binghamton police officer Connor Heslin was on his normal patrol when he saw smoke coming from this apartment home at 23 Eldridge Street. He immediately called in for backup. Minutes later, Binghamton fire trucks arrived.
When our fire crews got here, the house was fully involved in fire. Not only that, but there were people up on the roof screaming. There was a report of people still inside the building.
9 people were inside, including a family of 5 living in this front apartment. Firefighters and police worked together on the rescue.
Especially when we know there are people there, our first efforts are try to get in and get out as many people and all the people that we can.
Around the back of the house, a mother stranded on the second floor was forced to toss her baby to a group of officers waiting below. It was Officer Heslin who caught the baby. It must have been some catch. It's about 15 feet from the second floor down to the ground below where the officer was waiting with open arms. The mother also dropped down to escape. Firefighters had to pull out an 8-year-old boy who wouldn't come through a window. 3 police officers and 2 firefighters were taken to the hospital with minor injuries. Once the building was clear, firefighters began working on the flames, but they quickly spread to this home next door, where 1 person escaped safely. Hold on to your hats and hoses. It's Labor Day morning in Greene. What better way to enjoy the fruits of your labor than with a much-needed long weekend and a day jam-packed with fun? For the 89th year, people in Greene have said an unofficial and bittersweet goodbye to summer with the annual Labor Day picnic and parade.
Everyone's like always happy and then like sad because it's like the last day of summer.
For some, it's a relatively new experience, and for others, like Gary Kurz, it's a time-honored tradition.
For 35 years, I've never missed a Labor Day picnic in Greene. Everybody that ever lived in Greene comes back to Greene on Labor Day.
Showers weren't expected here today on Genesee Street, but that's not stopping people from having the chance to get a little wet. The highlight of this summer send-off, the hose fights. But how do they work? Just ask Jennifer Clark, a member of the Hot Tamales.
We have a large string going across the middle of the town with a ball tethered on it, and we're squirting the water right at the ball, trying to get it to the opposite team's end.
While the competition may be fierce, it's all in the spirit of some good old-fashioned summer fun.
They're made with a lot of love and tender care, and all our little words that we have to say are all woven into the dough, and it keeps us together.
These pierogi preparers are busy cutting, pressing, and stuffing thousands of the treats for this week's ethnic festival, but they're also participating in a nationwide competition.
We're up against some tough competition with Whiting, Indiana, Buffalo, New York, Lancaster, New York, and Clifton, New Jersey. But you know, we've got the Pierogi King here in Binghamton, and he needs a capital, and if we succeed, Binghamton succeeds.
And yes, the Pierogi King was on hand today to make sure he spread the word.
We are noted for the Speedy Fest. We also want to be noted that we are noted for pierogi.
Binghamton is 1 out of 5 cities vying for the title of Capital of the Pierogi Pocket, and these men and women behind me believe we certainly have a shot.
Evidently, our recipe must be better and we use the finest ingredients, and people keep coming back.
It will mean something that everybody all over the United States will realize that we are number 1.
So go out and vote and proudly display your pierogi pride. In Binghamton, John Bruce, WBNG TV, Action News. Governor David Paterson announces a new bill to bring gay marriage to the Empire State.
Plus, Congressman Maurice Hinchey is visiting the Southern Tier today. Find out what he's doing to make this a healthier and greener community. And Johnson City's proposed 20% tax hike isn't going over well with taxpayers or trustees. Good afternoon, everyone. I'm John Bruce, and thanks for checking with us at midday. Could New York be the next state to legalize same-sex marriages? In a press conference earlier this morning, Governor David Paterson reintroduced the Marriage Equality Bill, citing that same-sex couples are losing out on over 1,200 benefits extended to heterosexual couples, including tax breaks, health care, and pension benefits. Lawmakers first proposed that bill back in 2007, but it was defeated in the Senate, where the Republican majority kept it from going to a vote. The governor says with the recent shift of power in Albany, it's once again time to make a stand.
We stand equality in New York State.
The bill will still need to be passed in the legislature. Coming up tonight, hear how people in the city of Ithaca are reacting to that announcement. Ithaca recently challenged state law to allow gay marriage, but it was turned down. The New York State Attorney General's office wants to make state and local government business more open to the public. It unveiled upgrades to the Project Sunlight 2.0 at the state office building in Binghamton. Project Sunlight is an internet database that tracks how tax dollars are spent, the work of lobbyists, and how campaigns are financed. Attorney General Andrew Cuomo launched the program in 2007. The revamped website aims to give the public greater access to all workings of state government and the information it keeps.
The whole design, the whole purpose of it, accessible.
To view that website, go to www.sunlightny.com. Coming up tonight on Action News at 5, learn more about the new improvements and how that website can help you. With a looming 20% tax increase in the village of Johnson City, the village board trustees are feeling pressure from the taxpayers to make cuts which could cost jobs. Wednesday night, the board chopped a near percentage point off the hike, bringing it to 20.61%. The board asked the clerk treasurer to crunch numbers on 19 village positions to calculate savings, any of those positions if they were eliminated.
We don't feel budget or it doesn't.
Republican trustee Bruce King suggests bonding for some infrastructure improvements to save money, but trustees Silas Hannon and Richard Ballas are all opposed. Well, if you've got questions about what's going on with health care reform, Congressman Maurice Hinchey has some answers for you. He's going to be in Binghamton today at an event organized by Healthcare for America Now, talking about what's happening with health care on the national level. That's at the Greenman Senior Center on Pine Street at 3 o'clock this afternoon. There'll be light refreshments, and healthcare agencies will have informational booths set up. Similar events are being held in 44 states across the country. And while Hinchey's in town today, he'll also be joining Broome County Executive Barbara Fiala to unveil 6 new hybrid transit buses. The buses will be part of the county's mass transit fleet, and she secured the money for the buses from Congress over the past several years. He's also trying to help ensure the county can use federal stimulus money to buy 6 more buses. The more fuel-efficient hybrid technology for those buses was developed by BAE Systems in Johnson City. Well, the Broome County office building remains empty this afternoon. People were told not to report to work Wednesday at the Edwin L. Crawford building on Holly Street in downtown Binghamton. The Binghamton Fire Department was called around 6 a.m. Wednesday morning again when someone noticed a powder-like substance on the floor. The county believes it could be concrete dust from an underground parking reconstruction that filtered into that building. Still, it's having wipe and air samples tested to be sure that nothing is toxic. Details of the cleanup or when the county building can reopen won't be known until those results of those tests come back. They're expected sometime this afternoon. Broome County department heads and employees are doing as much work as they can off-site through computer, email, and phone communications. If you have a county-related emergency, you can go to gobroomcounty.com for email addresses and phone numbers. The county is also posting updates at that website on the status of the building closure. Well, we're warming up for sure this afternoon. Let's check in with meteorologist Justin Culligan. He's standing by in the Storm Tracker Weather Center. Justin.
That's right, John.
All right, thank you, Justin. Still to come on Action News at noon. New signs the recession could soon be bottoming out. We'll bring you the good news about unemployment coming up. Plus.